web technology that we use to format our data in a browser. Okay, so whatever the browser, when you go to www.cnn.com, okay, whatever the site that you see, fonts, pics, hyperlinks, okay, all these are built up with HTML tags. Okay, now introduction to Jupyter Notebook. You guys know what is Jupyter Notebook, and also how to set up the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, you have to go to Anaconda website, and from there, whatever the environment of laptop you are using, Windows or Mac OS, uh, you can download the executable file and run it. Okay, and I don't think so you need a reboot. And after you install, you can go to the start menu, look for Jupyter Notebook, and you can launch it. And your Jupyter Notebook opens up in a browser interface. Okay, it is not a separate GUI that it launches. So it opens in a browser interface. Okay, and third is creating HTML content in Jupyter. Okay, I've been showing you from the basics on how to create a report. Okay, with HTML tags and whatever the tags that are available. Okay, like uh, H reference, okay, which is like height of the text, okay, and all that I have shown you. But we'll just spend some time to understand the HTML also, because this will help you. Okay, this will help you to add some beautification to your report. Okay, so like I said, what is Jupyter Notebook? It's an open source web application. Okay, it's open source. You don't have to pay any license uh, amount for using this application. It's a open source. Open source means free license. You can install on multiple main devices also. Okay, so open source web application that allows users to create and share documents. Okay, what kind of documents? It could be a text document, it could be a Python file, it could be HTML file. Okay, so it all depends what file you're trying to create there. Okay, and that contains live code, equation, visualization, and narrative. Okay, in Jupyter Notebook you have something called collab also. Okay, where you can collaborate. Okay, so say for example I'm working on project A. Okay, I'll share that project A with all of you guys. Okay, so I mean, if you guys have already worked with Google suite of application, if I share one presentation or Excel sheet, right, what happens is we are all collaborating on the Excel sheet, and I can see you guys are editing or adding or formatting the content. Similarly, in Jupyter also you can do. Okay, so that's a web version. Okay, but that is doable. So right now the version that we are learning is the on-prem. Okay, on-prem is nothing but locally we are installing that application and making use of that application. Okay, now what are the features of Jupyter Notebook? So it supports for multiple programming language. Okay, it's not only limited to Python. Okay, you can use it for multiple. Even if you want to code HTML, you can do that. Okay, and it's an interactive data visualization. Okay, uh, this you will see in the upcoming classes when we progress in our learning. Okay, as we go along. Okay, visualization. What is that? Interactive. Interactive means, say you have a for example, how can I say? Yeah, you have some data sets. Okay, you are building some visualization like charts, bar chart, pie chart, and some other chart. Okay, you have a slider at the bottom. Okay, when you slide your data left towards right, right, even the visualization, the bars also changes. Okay, that is what we meant to say interactive data visualization. Okay, easy markdown formatting. Markdown is HTML tag. Easily you can do that, and the ability to export in various format. Okay, you can export your notebook, Jupyter notebook in PDF. Different formats are there. I don't know whether you guys have already gone through and have seen all those things. Okay, now let's talk about importance. Okay, like I said, it enhances the presentation of content. Okay, see, generally what we do in a company, okay, whenever we want to present something, what we do is we will cut paste the icons, then the data and the visualization like pie chart or bar chart or whatever charts that you are visualizing in your Excel, right? You will cut and you'll paste it in PPT, right? But with this feature HTML, right, you don't have to do any copy paste. Okay, it enhances the presentation of content and allows for better structuring of information. Okay, and enables embedding. Okay, and you can also embed multimedia elements. Now I already showed you, right? I mean, if you see, if you recall my previous sessions, I was adding some image from Google and then copying and adding into our notebook, right? It goes like a lecture notes. Okay, so even if you refer anything in the future, right, it will be easy for you to refer all those sections. Okay, and you can see HTML can be utilized to create well organized lecture notes. Like I said, same thing. Okay, so you can understand more by adding more visualization, okay, than text. Okay, so this supports. Now if I ask you same thing in a visual source code, okay, or other editor, so it is not possible. Okay, so it will look very gibberish and cluttered. Okay, all your data, when you present something, right, it looks very cluttered data. And and what happens is the report doesn't look good. And yeah, I mean, generally it doesn't look good. Okay, so moving on to next. Setting up your environment, I've already already explained in the first session. Okay, how to install Jupyter notebook, and these are the step-by-step installation guide. Okay, you can go to the site called uh, Anaconda download. Okay, you can just open Google and type Anaconda download. It will take you to the first link. Click on it, and based on your operating system, Windows or Mac OS, you can download the file and you can install it. Okay, and you know how to create a new notebook. Okay, these are all just basics I've added here. Those who have not done not attended before classes, right? So for them, okay, so it's pretty simple English that they can go through it. Okay, and how do you configure your notebook? Simple, you launch it. Okay, and you can add the customized themes, black theme, white theme, or different images also you can do that. Okay, you have to go to the tools section and you have to explore that. Okay, creating a HTML content. Okay, now for creating a HTML, what is a HTML? Okay, so in simple term, okay, HTML is also uh, a kind of programming language. Okay, so generally when we write any HTML, right, okay, we have something called tags. Okay, in HTML, HTML stands for markup language. Okay, hypertext markup language. Okay, with HTML you can create your own website also. Okay, you can create. It's very easy, guys, very easy. Okay, so like I said, it stands for hypertext markup language, and HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. No matter whatever the website that you come across on your web browser, Chrome or Edge or Mozilla, whatever the web browser you are using, Safari on Mac, right? So all are created in one single language, that is HTML. Okay, and HTML consists. Okay, HTML describes the structure of a web page. Okay, generally when you open Let me close this. Okay. Now I'll just go to some website, random website. See BBC. Okay. BBC. So I'll go to bbc.com. Okay. Now this is the website. Okay. Now you see, this is a website. A website will have a different structure. Okay. Now when I say structure, what does that mean? It has a head. Okay. Now you see here something BBC News on the tab. Okay. This is a head section. Okay. Up to this. Okay. And then you have something called body. So the entire thing that you see in your browser, it is called body. Okay. And at the bottom, you will see footnote. 1 minute, I'll just scroll down. Okay, this one. Okay, different styles are there. Okay, for everything. Okay, so whatever you see now scrolling up and down, these are all body of your HTML page. Okay, and what does HTML consist of? It consists of series of elements. Okay, now what are those elements? Will come across. Okay, you have a lot of elements. Okay, and I mean, whatever the element that you see right in HTML, it tells the browser how to display a content. Now you see here, 1 minute, what happened to my mouse? It got stuck. Okay, now if you see here, okay, for example, yeah, this one. Okay, now you see this entire section. You have uh, a rectangle box here. Okay, section. This is one first section. This second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, how do you tell a browser to display this content? Okay, you have a different tags there. Okay, you have different tags there which you have to use. Okay, and then you have to tell HTML that you display this text in a this structure. Okay, and you might see a hyperlink. See, as soon as I hover on this link, China offers parents 1500 in bid to boost birth. Okay, so if you click on this, it takes you to the next page. Okay, what is this called? Hyperlink. Okay, so all these things we will learn. Okay, and these are all sections. Now what I mean, if you want to see the code, okay, behind all these things, okay, how these are created, you can right click on your browser. You have something called view page source. If you click on it, this is the HTML code. Okay, it looks very gibberish, I know you'll not understand, but once you start the section by section, right, it will be easy. Okay, now whatever you see here, don't, okay, get panicked. Okay, this is very easy, guys, very easy. Okay, even when I was learning, I thought it was very tough. Okay, now you see here, this is the first tag that you will write at the top, which is the doc type HTML. Okay, and then you will see title. Okay, now what is the title? You see here, whatever you see here, BBC breaking news. See, BBC breaking news. Whatever you add in your title, that will show up there. Okay, we'll practice this a small file. Okay, probably 1 or 2 sessions, and then you'll get some hands-on. Okay, and what else? Okay, and okay, and also, like I said, there are different elements in HTML. Okay, we call them as tags. Okay, and these HTML element label pieces of content, such as this is a heading, then this is a paragraph, and this is a link. Okay, link is nothing but hyperlink. Okay, now let's understand the structure of a web page. Okay, so let me see, there are two things. One is you can do it in a proper notepad. Okay, I'll open a notepad. You can write your code there also, and you can write in Python. Okay, so first I'll try here. Okay, so you have something called Python sorry, notebook. I opened a new one. I'll write down HTML basics. Okay, so I'll write some. Okay, now what are tags? Okay, tags are HTML tags. So there are two things. Okay, in tags are simple English statement. Okay, and tag starts with something like this, hello, and it closes with uh, hello. Okay, so you see here the first one. Okay, the first one is a open tag, and you see the closing tag is this with a backslash. Okay, is it a backslash? Backslash. Okay, and see tags are two types. One is open-ended and closed-ended. Okay, this is a closed-ended and open-ended. What are those? You have a paragraph P type. Okay, so this is a open-ended. Okay, there are different tags. Okay, you will come across. There are some I can think of. Okay, see nothing happened here with this. Okay, now if I add some tag like h1, see now h1 is a tag, HTML tag, which means it's a predefined text size. Okay, the text that you see font. Okay, font size, and if you want a bold, how do you do bold? You can add a tag called b. Okay, now see this is bold. Okay, so anyway, I'll just delete this. I'll just go through the basics. Okay, so how do we start an HTML file? Okay, so we have to tell okay, 1 minute. I think we have to open a different type, new file. Okay, I'll say uh, basics.html. Okay, and the extension is HTML, guys. Okay, so now how do you open it? You click on HTML viewer or editor. Okay, so I'll just click on it here. It opens in a browser. Okay, see. Okay, now I this is a HTML file, and then I can run it here. Okay, I'll show you the other way. 1 minute. Something happening with my mouse. It is getting stuck, guys. Okay, just bear with me. I'll just delete this. Okay, I'll start with HTML with a notepad, simple notepad. Okay, this is my notepad, and I'll just arrange it properly. Okay, so first thing first, the syntax goes with this exclamation. 1 minute, I'll increase the font size. Control plus. Okay, is it visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
HTML. Okay, you have to write this statement at the beginning, and you have to tell the browser this is a HTML type, and then you have to display whatever the elements we are writing in a page. Okay, so how does the syntax work? The first one is HTML. Okay, and then you have to write head. Okay, this is the basic syntax. Head. Okay, and under head you have something called head is this section, guys. In a browser, this section, top. Okay. And under that, if you want title, okay, I'll say welcome to my training. Okay. And then you have to close that tag title. Okay. And then again, I have to close the head. Okay, so there is open and there is close. These are called close tag. Okay, with a slash. This one. Okay. Now after this head, now what is the section that I have to write is body. Give me 1 minute, guys. At the top, if you notice, I have something called welcome to my training, and this is a text I have written here. Okay, hello, something. Okay, now I will update something here. Okay, now I have a hello, right? Now I want to Okay, and I'll add some one more tags, two, three tags here so that you will learn. Okay. I'll add paragraph. Okay, I have to just save and I have to see. You can see here. This is my first paragraph I've added here. Okay, so there are different tags, guys. Okay, that you have to use for different activities. Okay, different activities. Now, see the and also if you recall whatever we have mentioned here, doc type, HTML, and all, right? So this is called declaration. Okay, which represents the document type and that helps browser to display web pages correctly. Okay, and also the tags that you see, right, it's not a case sensitive, you can write in small also. Okay, the current version of HTML that I think is HTML5. Okay, which has more tags. Even if you go to web, I mean Google it, right, you get lot of tags to practice. Okay, so I have already I'll add some statement here. Okay, I'll save it and I'll refresh. Okay, now you see the difference between H1 tag, H2 tag, and I'll run it. This one. Okay. Now you see, I have a hyperlink anchor which points me to the next page. Okay, I'll just close this. Okay, I'll click on it. Let's see where it takes to. See, I have my hyperlink created. Okay, something like this. You can do a lot of web work. You can create some creative work, design, and all. It all comes by practice only, guys. Okay. So hyperlink is one of the tag. Okay, with a, and if you want to add a image, okay, if you want to add a image, how do you do that? Okay, you can use uh, you can use a tag called img. Img stands for image, and it takes a parameter called source, where you have to give your image link. For example, I'll say Python, okay, and I have images here. I'll click on images. So these are all the random images that it is showing, right? I want to capture some image here, okay. So I'll take this one, okay. If I right click on it, it says copy link address, okay. I'll click on this, and then where is my HTML? Yeah, here in the source, I have to give the link. This is the link, okay, it's bigger, okay, and then it will take another parameter called height and weight, okay. But before that, I will run it and see whether it is picking up the image or not. I'll save the, every time you have to save, guys, okay. Now you have to just refresh here, okay. Now you see the image has come, but it is not there, okay. Load image, no, it is not there. So what I can do is I can copy that image, or I'll take this image. Okay. Uh, Save image as, okay. I'll name something called Python. Okay. And in the same location, I'll change save it where my HTML file is running. Okay. Which is this location, and HTML. I'll save this here, and you can see it's a JPEG image. So I'll save it. I'll go to my location, okay, and then I'll go to properties, and what is the file name? Python dot jpg, okay, Python dot jpg. So let me change. Okay, I'll just delete this link as it was not populating the image. But generally, when you host your websites and all, right, it runs in your local server. Okay, so generally we create a folder for images, and then we'll point our website to pick those images from there. Okay, so this is dot jpg. Okay, let me save this and run it and see if it is loading or not. See, now it has got the image. Okay, now there are a lot of tags, guys. Okay, there are a lot of tags that you can go through it and you can learn. Okay, uh, let me. Okay, now how do you change the color of your website background? Okay, if you come down here, you have something called body. Okay, you can say bg color. Okay, equals some sky blue. Okay, let's see if this is working or not. Okay, actually there are HTML codes are there for colors. See, it worked. Okay, and if you want to create a marquee, okay, marquee is moving text, something left to right and right to left. Okay, So I'll show you that also. I think marquee, not marquee, marquee. This is the sample text. Okay, I'll save this and I will refresh it. No, I think MARQEE. 1 minute, I'll just change it to one more E and let's see, it should work. Okay, now you see this text is moving. Okay, these are all used for beautification. Okay, so this is very interesting, guys. You can add some objects like buttons. Okay, so we have a lot of things here. Okay, like adding buttons, and then what is that other one? That is called. Okay, you have a table also here. Okay, in HTML, what is the table format that you see when you go to some website, right? So the actually these guys, no developers, what they do is they create a table, then they will add a row. Okay, and then they will display your text. Okay, so for example, I will add it somewhere here. Okay, before marking, I'll just add all these things. Okay, I'll explain later on. First, let me save it and run it. Okay, now you see I have one, two, three. Okay, so I have some company, contact, and country. Okay, so in this format also you can add. Okay, it all. I mean, there are a lot of tags, guys. Okay, there are a lot of tags that you can use and learn. Okay, and 1 minute, there was one more. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I got a call. Okay. Now this is HTML. Okay. Now I'll show you something called. Okay. Now you have one tag. Okay, where you will not see any closing tag. Okay, that is called BR. BR stand for break. So for example, if you need a, say for example, now there is from this table and this image, right, you need some gap, right? So what you can do is, you see what is this called, marquee, and below that you have Python image, right? You can add here BR, BR. BR stands for break. Okay, break space. Okay, I'll save this. Now you'll see a difference. Now you see what is the difference here. Now when I refresh, you will see the difference. See, 3 line I gave, so it has moved to 3 lines. Okay, so this is how the developer or a web designer does plays with HTML tags. Okay, there are a lot of tags Okay, best source is you can go to some. I'll share some few links. Okay, tomorrow where you can at least get some hands-on weekends. Okay, now this is what is the time? 9:20. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll add some buttons. Okay. How do you add? So generally you see next, back, and all right in your website. How do you do that? Okay. So it's very simple. You have a tag called input. Okay. And you have to mention a type. It will take a parameter called type. And here you have to mention what it is. Okay. Button. Okay. And then I'll save this. Okay. And I'll refresh. Okay, now you see here there is a button here. Okay, now it is very cluttered. Okay, it is very cluttered. You can see at the bottom here. I'll do one thing. I'll move the tag somewhere at the top. Okay, body somewhere here. Okay, type is button, and if you want to give some name, you can add the name parameter, and name is Google. Okay, some fun name. I'll save this and then I'll refresh. Okay, now where is the button? Okay, it is very top here. Okay, so why it is not coming properly? 1 minute. Put input type. Mm, I think this is not name, it is a value. Value. Let me check by saving this and refreshing. Okay, now you see it has correct value. Name, yeah, value. They have changed a lot of things in HTML5. Okay, the one which I learned long back has a different naming convention. Okay, so this is one. Okay, now how do you see when I click on this? It should take me to the Google page. So how do you do that? Okay, now where is my tag? This one. This is my tag. Okay, so what I'll do is I want to give some space. It's very top, so I want to add some break. I'll just copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it. Okay, and then I will use hyperlink here. Sorry, I clicked on. I'll save this. Okay, now there is my button here. Okay, now for example, I'll create a hyperlink A, and what is the H ref equals. Okay, what is the URL of Google? You can say https colon slash slash www.google.com. Okay, I'll close this. Okay, now where you have to put your Close tag is after the input tag. Okay, this is what you have to always remember. Okay, now I'll save this and I will run this. See, now you see this one will come down. Okay, see, this has come down. Okay, if I click on this, it is taking me to Google page. Okay, so it all depends on the tags, which tags you're using and all that, and then you can make use of those. Okay, so you can create a forms also in HTML. Okay, so I have a ready-made code. Okay, I saved it here for learning purpose, so I'll add it here in between this tag. Okay, how do you create a form action, okay, some page action, some URL name, and then label. What is a label? See, form will have a label and then input, right? Just like a login page, left side you have a label login, and then right side you have a text where you have to input your, punch in your username and then password, same like this. See, once I run this, you'll get an idea, something like this. Okay, so first name John something and Doe. Okay, so I have hard coded there. Okay, how you can see here, value is equal to John. Okay, if I don't mention this, it will not come. Okay, same for Doe. Okay, value, if I don't add this, it will not come. So if I click, what happens? Okay, so no logic is written on click. Okay, so whenever you click on this, okay, you need to write a visual sorry, VB script. Okay, scripting language or JavaScript. Okay, so in browser, uh, JavaScript is native, that you can write a logic on click. What happens? It will go and check that website in a database whether Joe Doe is part, had a account in his in this site. If it is there, it will log in and it will give him a welcome page. Same like when you log into your Gmail personal first login. Okay, this is my first page, login page after login. Okay, clear guys? HTML, you got some idea today?
Yes, Suren. Yeah.
So these are all type of tags that you will come across. And I'll add it at the last. Okay, so these are type of different controls are there. Okay, say if you want to add calendar, so input type is equal to calendar, you select a date. This is what you see on your website generally. So these are all called controls, different colors. These are color controls, color chart, these are all inbuilt, you don't have to build everything. Okay, everything is ready made, you should know how to use it. So I've just added all those controls here. This is submit. On submit, what happens? Reset means reset. Okay, this is slider control. Okay, going, and this is what is this called? Checkbox. Okay, and this is checkbox. This is a round checkbox. Okay, this is a radio button. See, when you have a option and choose one answer, this is what they will keep. Okay, any one answer out of four you have to choose. But this one you can check multiple options. So that is the reason you'll see a square box versus a, circle. Okay, and this is a calendar control. Okay, and this is a time calendar. Okay, and these are text box, and uh, these are called multiple choice box. Okay, so you can go like this, and this one, different controls are there, guys. Okay, see, this comes by learning. Okay, nobody, see, this is very easy, I'm telling you. Even if you focus on web designing, start a small project. Okay, anyway, I'm going to share this today, this file alone. Okay, and whatever the tags that you see here, right, I add there in my Python notebook. Okay, so if I want to add this in Python, checkbox or this, let me see if I can add. Okay, see, I can add it here. But see, functionality wise, I don't know whether it will work or not. See, something will not work. Okay, so those controls are nothing but the objects that you are adding in your page, right? So this will not work. So that is the reason I use only the text formatting, okay, which is required for presenting my reports, like hashtag, p tag, then h2 tag, h3 tag, okay. Images, if I want to copy some images here, how do I do that? I'll go, for example, my topic is on Python modules, okay, modules, Python modules. Then I'll go to image, okay, and these are the default image that you can see. Built-in modules, user defined modules. Say for example, if I want to add in my this thing, I'll say copy image, then I'll go to my Jupyter notebook, I'll paste it. Okay, you have to select markup and then you have to paste it, and this is how it will come. Okay, I think I have pasted 2 times. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, and then if I run this, I see it looks very interactive. Okay, the page, when you are explaining something, right, you can create your learning modules here and you can teach it. Okay, so I basically like Jupyter Notebook because it makes my learning very easy, and even when I present something, okay, I can do a lot of interactive presentation with the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so enhancing HTML with CSS is, so if you want to add some style sheet, okay, like color, fonts, layouts, response, and all that, you can use CSS. Okay, so what is CSS stand for? Cascading Style Sheets. Okay, and how do you export options in HTML? Okay, you can use a HTML. How do you save that? If I go here, say for example, this is the file. You go to File, Save Notebook As. You have this option. Then you have Save and Export As. You can see these are the formats. Okay, Web PDF, executable script. Okay, and then you have JavaScript slides, then you have QTPNG, QTPDF, okay, PDF, then you have Markdown, LaTeX, HTML, and all that. If I select HTML, so it opens in a HTML file, okay. Clear, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, Suren.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we'll do is I'll share this file. I'll just play around. Okay, so if you, I'll just share this for today. What you have to do is you have to save this file somewhere. This is a HTML file, and then you have to point browser. How do you point to that file? You can directly click on C colon backslash. You get all your Explorer files listed here. Okay. Say for example, if you are saving some C tools or you created HTML, go there and then point to that folder and then look for that file and then open it up here. Something like this. Okay, let me share this file. You can stop recording. One minute. I'll add that file. Just practice it. Okay. And tomorrow I'll share you all those links as well. Okay. See, it is very interesting. It all depends on your interest. If you want to learn, you can learn. Okay. But it's a very easy language that I think of. Okay. I have shared you the HTML home.html. Save it under some location and point to that location in your browser, and then you can open it up. Okay, what's the time? 9:36. We are on top of the hour. Okay, I'll not take much time. So we'll close this session for today. Tomorrow we'll continue where we left, and we'll learn some new things tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow also we'll have HTML basics. Okay, because others were missing. So